Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Sense for Thoughts. I'm Mo, and today we've got the Meo Fusciuni Discovery Set, episode 4, the final part, where we're going to finally finish this amazing discovery set by Meo Fusciuni. I'm finally finishing a series on the channel, which is new, thanks to my friend Rich Mitch, who will be passing this on so he can give them a sniff. Hopefully he enjoys them. So I believe we've got 4 or 5 left. We did everything in chronological order in parts 1, 2, and 3. We had to skip Varanasi because it was late at night and I was about to go to bed. Didn't really fancy smelling like potentially a corpse. So we skipped that one. We've got that one today, and we've got the final few. So without further ado, let's get started. If you're not aware, and you haven't caught part 1, 2, or 3 of this series, Meo Fusciuni is an artistic niche brand. The guy is very emotional, and he comes up with all of these melancholic and emotional scents. The idea is that I will sample these without reading the promo material, which is quite extensive, to see if it is indeed a gimmick or if the perfumes take you there without you having to, have your hands held to get to that destination. So let's give it a go. We're going to go for Varanasi next, picking up where we left off. So Varanasi is a city in India, and in that city runs a river called the River Ganges. Now, I know what this is meant to smell like because I've watched a review about it, but to be honest with you, I knew about what happens in the River Ganges with the dead bodies being kind of washed in the river and the smell. I can imagine it already. I have smelled decomposing bodies of various kinds, animals, humans. It's not a great smell, okay? So I'm really not looking forward to this. But in this instance, I kind of know what I'm expecting. So let's give it a go anyway. Few sprays. Okay, interesting. It's not that bad. Maybe on skin it's more aggressive, but there's something citrusy like bergamot-y kind of giving it a bit of lift. I'm super intrigued as to how he's recreating the smell of a rotting body in the river, and what kind of things he will use to achieve that. It smells quite leathery. It's actually quite quite nice. What is going on? Why do I like this? I think I should seek help. I've smelled something like this before. I don't know, guys. Have I sprayed the right one? Have I really? I have, right? That is Varanasi, right? Hold on, I don't believe this. I'm gonna spray it on another test strip just to make sure, because he's Varanasi. Okay, am I really? Because yep, I did spray the right one. It's just not as intense or shocking as I was expecting. It smells quite nice. It's balsamic. It's leathery. It's a bit animalic and dirty. If you didn't tell me what this was, okay, I would just think it's just a nice perfume. It's spicy. There is something not nice in the base, sprinkled with niceties. Okay, the citruses are kind of moving away, and now the nastiness is taking over. It smells like a leather under the sun. It's probably a bit of oud in this, a bit of leather, the typical animalic things that perfumers use. Very interesting. Off the bat, I would not think this is a decomposing body, personally. And it's not like I don't have experience. I don't want to have experience. I didn't kill anyone, don't worry. Uh, it's not that challenging. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been sampling some real ouds. Scent of the day is Musk Habib by Portnikov, which is real deer musk. Maybe that was a bad choice. Maybe I'm just numb to animalics now. But yeah, let's read the marketing. For Varanasi, the authentic soul of India, we know that from the name. Inspired by my trip to India in 2017, it tells what India has remained in the heart, mind, and soul of and knows. Varanasi's sacred and profane place of smell, full of contrasts and meanings. I felt the sacred water of the Ganges in my hand. Stradivari olfactory memory found the source. Varanasi's olfactory mandala, where aquatic, animal, and visceral notes of grey amber cradle our soul. The ritual begins with the warm, red, spicy notes of saffron, nutmeg, and cardamom, using approach to the floral heart. And Brett and Cypriol, okay. Oud vetiver and leather accord. Cool. It's a nice scent, okay. And spicy, leathery, oudy. Definitely get the saffron now he's mentioned it. I did not get that. It's kind of getting worse, I have to be honest. Like the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds are quite nice. Yeah, this is just not a good smell. Okay. I will wear this for science, of course, and I will see how it develops because apparently it does become beautiful later on. But it's difficult for me to judge this one because I knew it was kind of spoiled, not just by the name, but because I watched a review for it as well. I get it. I'm not a huge fan of the smell at the moment, but we'll see how it develops. I probably will put that on skin one day, not today. So. Next up, we have Sogni by Meo Fusciuni. Now, that one was also spoiled to me because I watched a review. These are the only two that I did watch reviews for. So I know it's about Japan. I've been to Japan just recently, so I'm intrigued as to how well he captures Japanese culture and smells and which aspects I can pick up on and whether it's beautiful because I really wanted a perfume to remind me of that trip. Give Sogni a go. Oh yes, this smells very Japanese. Oh wow, this is good. It smells of white rice. White rice in like on a tatami room. You can smell the tatami mats, and you're having your foods, this white boiled white rice, as you do in Japan, out of like bamboo and hinoki wood kind of bowls and plates and stuff. Yeah, this smells incredibly Japanese. It's such a perfect white rice accord. Like he smashed it. Like I cook a lot, okay, and I make a lot of different rice, and I know the intricacies of different rices and how they have different aromas. Jasmine rice has a different aroma. Different types of basmati rice have a different aroma, especially if they're aged. That's the best kind. You want to get the yellow one. And Japanese rice has a very specific aroma and is captured here. That's just impressive on a technical level, you know? Wow, this is nice. I do wonder how long it will last or if it will transition at all. Because these will be two kind of factors whether I would want to get a bottle of this or not. It's almost a gourmand. If you're like an 80-year-old Japanese man, you find this gourmand. You know what I mean? It's not like sushi rice with the vinegar. No, no. This is literally just plain boiled Japanese rice. Japanese rice is this very short grain rice. Kind of has a high starch content. It's wonderful. And this smells exactly like it. There's something zingy and citrusy just to make it like lift up. Like it's the steam of the rice going into your nose. Like you're not shoving the rice into your nostril, you know? Wow, this is great fragrance. Immediately on my list of Meo Fusciunis that I would want. I want to give it a wear though, just to see how it does. Wow, let's read the material for this one. Sogni, where am I? I'm dreaming, or maybe it's reality. Sogni means dreams. That's about moments spent between a dream and real life. With Sogni, I told my love for Japan, the memories of past travels. Tried to tell a new story with a warm, woody scent, my Japanese dream. Cool. Sogni is a realization of my desire and immediate experience. Opening is tatami wood and Japanese pine needles. Amazing. We're an inch ryokan. Fantastic in Kyoto, and the rain has stopped falling. Warm bowl of rice is next to us, reminding us of the simplicity of life is purity. Attention brings to the nose the green, clear, and transparent note of a bamboo forest. The flowery note of the peony. Yeah, there is peony here. I should have known. I have En Passant by Frederick Mile. Very close. The peony is pretty much the same. It's very obvious now that I've smelt it with the context of this. Attention brings to life the nose of green, clear, and transparent notes of a bamboo forest. Flowery notes of peony. Amazing. Finally, the light of this dawn enveloped the woody notes of sandalwood, cedar, and the typical accord of the Kodo ritual incense. I'm getting a lot of incense from this. Maybe it'll come later. Japanese incense is very light. It's very white incense, not really resinous or anything like that. But yeah, it's absolutely wonderful perfume. I really like Sogni. I knew I would like it because I like Japanese culture. I loved Kyoto. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. And I love Japanese cuisine, Japanese incense, and the Japanese woods, hinokis and their incenses. It's just a wonderful culture and a great smells. And it does take me right to Kyoto. I did know that though, because I knew what it was about. So we have to bear that in mind. Next up, we have Last Season. Last Season, I wonder what this is about. Is it season meaning the seasons? Like summer, spring, winter, autumn? Would the last season be winter? I think, right? Because spring is the first season, right? So is this winter? When I think of last season, I think of football, to be honest. We had a great last season, almost won the league. Anyway, let's give it a spray. Ooh, yeah. Very wintry, very harsh. Tobacco and smoke is what I get. Something green like a forest on fire. It's still beautiful and melancholic, but it's still quite harsh, but smooth at the same time. It's like a harsh idea with a smooth execution. I think of a forest fire, but you're not too close to the fire. You're kind of in the forest where it hasn't set on fire yet. Smells a bit like Black Afghano. Or Terroni, It has that vibe, just not as sweet. Nowhere near as sweet and synthetic. Smells more natural. I think of a forest on fire. You can see the fire in the distance and the smoke. The trees nearby are close to igniting just because of the heat. It smells of a beautiful catastrophe in a way. There's something cucumbery about it, which is weird. The smokiness is kind of settling. Maybe I just jumped to conclusions a bit too quickly. Last Season. Okay, it smells like cucumber. The smokiness is kind of gone. The smokiness is there, it's just not as intense. I just can't look past this cucumber thing. It's really thrown me off. What could it be? What could it be signifying? Now I'm thinking of like a cup of tea and a cigarette. With like some florals. It's still melancholic, it's quite sad. I really like this. I don't know why. There's a floral that's giving it that cucumber thing. Is it peony again? Can't be peony again. Something smoky and green about it. Maybe like a tobacco kind of thing. Last Season. I don't know, it's not really winter, but it could be. Okay, well, mild winter. Yeah, I'm just going to go for that forest fire thing with cucumber. Not sure what he means by last season. I'm assuming he's talking about winter. Just the end of something. Maybe it's a beautiful end, hence, the peaceful, cucumbery, watery kind of plant smell. Let's give it a read. What does the voice of nature smell like? Okay, so we were definitely outside and we guessed that correctly. Imagine the world suddenly discovering itself to you through the forests, the water of the Baltic. Forest, water, boom. The light filtering through the leaves of the century-old trees. Imagine hearing for the first time and forever the voice of Earth. Last season was born of our trip to Sweden. In those days of peace, beauty, and friendship, we discovered for a moment a pure feeling that is our destiny, to always go deeper. Cool. Last season recounts my first steps in that pristine place in a warm August morning. Okay, that's weird. Okay, is that last season? Last bit of summer? I don't know. The last season thing evades me so far. Everything here is submerged, and like ancestral lunar presences, algae binds us to the water, lying on the dark rocks of the Baltic. Green, earthy, moist space, sun warms the bark of the trees, animals watch from their dens. Wow, interesting. What are the notes in this? Well, I guess algae, green, earthy, moist space. I'm going to look the notes. I think he has the notes in the back, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. Why am I getting smoke and water at the same time? That really threw me off. Where is it? Last season, vetiver, labdanum, sandalwood, patchouli, oak, moss, tobacco, cedro, cedarwood, guyakwood, musk, myrrh, olibanum, leather, oud, castoreum. What is giving that water? Algae. A note of algae. How bizarre and interesting. How has he done that? I have no idea. Does smell like a pond. I was thinking of flowers in a pond or in water and forest, and it's very natural, but it's not. It's not gimmicky. Sometimes they just go, here's some tomato leaf. Now you smell like you're on a plant, and it's a bit childish for me. Like I don't want to smell like I'm on a tree stem. This is more atmospheric. This is more captures the entire vibe, the air, the soil, the water, the wood. Fantastic, super realistic, I have to say. I still don't get the last season thing. Is summer the last season? Like, for nature, I guess it's the last season. Because then fall is the death of it. You could play it different ways, can't you? This is brilliant. I really enjoy last season. Let's go for the next one. Next up we have Buio. No clue what that means, guys. I don't have any Italian knowledge, I'm afraid. Buio. Buio. Sounds dark. There is one more after this, but let's go with Buio next. Nice bit of sprays. Ooh, what the hell is this? It smells like smoke. It smells like chemical. Oof. Wow, this is strong. I should have sprayed that many. It smells like lava. It smells like lava, but not really. Like kind of sulfury, you know? You know chalk when you write on like a whiteboard? Like that chemical. Chalky, clay-like. It smells like a chemical reaction of nature. Not in a lab. Like one of those tectonic plate chemical reactions going on in the core of the earth to cause volcanoes. Is this like Iceland, you know? Maybe you travel to Iceland and you're inspired by the volcanoes and they're just exploding everywhere as lava. Because I believe that volcanoes don't smell like what you think. Like the Gualtieri volcano just smells like smoke, right? But there's like a chemical thing because there's these reactions going on with like sulfur and things like that. I've been to an active It's not active volcano. I've been to Mount Vesuvius. That just smelled like a forest. That's not active though. I've heard that active volcanoes smell like this. It smells like straight volcanic ash, chemical reaction, sulfur. Yeah, it's very piercing and strong. It would help if I knew what Buio meant. But even the word Buio sounds very not nice, you know? Yeah, you know what I mean? It smells like a straight volcano, guys. Wow, what the hell is this? Let's read about it. Buio is the last perfume in this set, but I have one more, a bonus. Buio, it's dark as far as I can see. It's definitely dark. There were days when my thoughts were everywhere, rotating slowly in my head, only to be stolen by time and fall captive. Perfume was born between Cade Oil, Karasi, Smoky, and Saskatchewan, and Swederal. Cool. Never heard of that, but it's definitely smoky and leathery. It was born the courage to change the course of my thoughts, the existence, my life. Those days when this perfume was born, I was reading books on Shinto. Cool. I was listening to, okay. I weighed each raw material as if they were necessary and fundamental words. And when you're looking for the right words to tell something important about your life to a person, it was my story, my path in the dark. Respect that. Smoky and dusty notes open to the life of this fragrance. Absolutely get that. An incense that holds centuries of stories, deep, mysterious, and intimate. A dark heart where the darkest part of osmanthus and peony find refuge amongst the notes of geranium magnolia. Protected by labdanum absolute and amber notes. No florals yet, but I'm assuming these come out in the mid. The base on which the story I have told you rests is built on the notes of vetiver, patchouli, cedarwood, sandalwood, musk, and leather. So I did get the dark, smoky aspect. I was thinking straight volcano, like there's some kind of natural tragedy, a natural disaster. But this is just him being introspective. The floral heart is like his spirit, and the journey of darkness is all of this darkness. It's settled and it smells a lot better and a lot more leathery now. Definitely want to give this a go on skin for sure. Fantastic perfume. Amazing. Last but most certainly not least is his latest release, which is not a part of this discovery set, but it was kindly provided by my friend Daniel from Seldomly Often, and it is Isola. It's his latest creation. Now, because I was not planning on including it in this discovery set, I did read the material beforehand. I know it's about, he just released it this summer. It's about his summer experiences in Japan and his summer experiences in Sicily. Now, I've just had a summer in Japan and I drank a yuzu drink every single day, like 2 or 3 times, okay? And I know that this heavily uses yuzu. I really wanted to buy this in Japan, but it was not available, just as a way to commemorate and remember my trip to Japan. I did buy a yuzu perfume from J-Sense, but a Meo Fusciuni take on yuzu would completely displace the need for that and would be an amazing kind of souvenir. Let's give this one a go and see what happens. Now, I don't have the marketing material for this one, but we know what it's meant to be inspired by. I'll just tell you what I think about it anyway. Wow, amazing. Off the bat, the yuzu is strong. There's something aquatic about it though. And aquatics and my skin just don't go well together. I don't know if it's like a self-defense mechanism or what, but they just turn super eggy and like rotten, sulfuric. The yuzu is kind of stuck in this aquatic vibe, aquatic kind of sea breeze wind. Maybe that's the Sicily aspect with the Japan aspect. If this was just Japan, it would probably be a perfect citrusy perfume for me. But yeah, it's quite aquatic, and that's a total turn off and disappointment for me. Let's put it on skin anyway, just on my hand to have space. So the yuzu is there, it's very sharp and easy to detect. You can't mistake yuzu if you have any experience with yuzu. Yuzu drinks are very, very popular in Japan. I had one literally every day, multiple times. It has a very specific citrus rind kind of thing. It's easy to detect. It's unmistakable. But yeah, there's that aquatic thing in the base. It's really, really unfortunate for me. Yeah, it's turning pretty poor on my skin already. It's probably going to be great for you if you like aquatics and you like citrusy perfumes, but for me personally, because of that issue, I'll have to see how it develops on skin to see if this aquaticness either subdues or grows stronger. If it subdues, it could be an option for me, but if it grows stronger, it would most definitely not be joining my collection because of that. It smells rotten on my skin, these kind of aquatic accords. So yeah, that was the Meo Fusciuni Discovery Set. I had a great time going through this. I entered it with a lot of skepticism whether this guy is just scamming us and the perfumes are not that great. But if I was to summarize, the perfumery level is very high. Okay, these are very well made, very well blended with high quality materials, no doubt about it. So from a technical point of view, these are very good perfumes, full stop. So that's if you don't care about artisticness or stories or marketing, these are great perfumes. Okay, and I find that the skill set tends to be lacking and the marketing and artisticness kind of tries to make up for it. But with Meo Fusciuni, that's not the case. These are well made with great materials and well blended. So off the bat, they're great perfumes. The artisticness just makes it just that much better. There's so much great perfumes out there, but for you to shine, just making a good or a great perfume is simply not enough. So to have it so well thought with a lot of emotions behind it, a personal story behind it, and a connection that you can have to the products and to the perfume and his story, that just makes it a no-brainer for me to get some of this house in my collection. With regards to all of them, they were all fantastic. I'll be honest with you. Even the most challenging, like Varanasi from First Impressions, it wasn't that bad. It didn't smell particularly nice, but I didn't need to go and like gag or anything. And apparently that's the worst part, and it gets better. So the ones that I have a particular emotional connection to or think would be good in my collection is firstly Little Song, already been done. It had to be done. It's fantastic. It makes me emotional and I relate to this perfume so much. So that's a no-brainer. Nota di Viaggio number 2, Shukran, reminds me of my childhood. Drinking that minty tea, and I simply have to get it in my collection. I don't care that it's not great value for money. I don't particularly care that it's not a good performer. To me, it's just an emotional trigger, like going back in time, and that's very rare. So I'm definitely going to be seeking out a bottle of Nota di Viaggio number 2 because of that. With regards to the rest, it's difficult to say which ones I really, really want because they're all so consistently good. I think off the bat, the ones I would not be swinging for a bottle of are Varanasi because I struggle to wear it. Now, if I had went to India and I had a great trip there, and this basically was just a token of that trip, I would absolutely be one of the top ones on my list. But I don't have that experience. Maybe one day in the future, I will go to India. Maybe I'll have a great time and want to reminisce about that trip. And maybe then I will buy Varanasi. But it's very specific, so I would not go for Varanasi. Spirito, I would not go for simply because I have a lot of vetivas that I enjoy a bit more. It reminds me a bit of the Fierce DNA, and it's not the most exciting, despite being very wearable. I don't need more wearable scents in my collection, especially green fresh ones, if you like. So these two off the bat I wouldn't go for. Encore de Temps I wouldn't go for simply because it's a bit too feminine for my liking. I've struggled to find the times to wear it. Viole Nere and L'Olio are high on my list for sure. And I'd need to try Last Season and Buio a bit more. Last Season is high on my list as well, and Sogni is high on my list simply because it would just remind me of my trip to Japan. And unfortunately, this latest one, Isola, is not high on my list simply because of that aquatic accord. And the yuzu is kind of dying, and I want a really super yuzu heavy scent. This is not it. Maybe I'll try the Parfum d'Empire one, or just stick to the J-Sense one that I got. So I highly recommend you guys check out Meo Fusciuni, one of the best artistic brands out there, if not the best. One of the best perfume brands out there, full stop. Great perfumes, very well made, well executed, top materials, and they're made with thought. They're a bit expensive, but there are some deals to be had, especially in the secondhand market. I'll definitely be adding some more to my collection. The bottles to me are absolutely beautiful. They remind me of like old pharmacy kind of thing where they still compound their own medicines with this amber fluted glass, this beautiful shiny kind of cap. The sprayer is absolutely incredible. So, and they just look absolutely beautiful with this amazing gold and black labeling. They just feel great in hand. And I just want to see 4 or 5 of my favorites just standing there next to each other. I think it would just look absolutely amazing. I can't wait to add more Meo Fusciuni to my collection, and can't wait for more of his releases. Hope you guys enjoyed this series, and I hope you guys do get to try Meo Fusciuni. The Discovery set is a bit expensive, £90 for the 16 scents, but it's well worth it. And for some of them, it'll probably be all you need. I was planning on keeping this Discovery set as just a way to have the entire collection. If I ever want to remind myself of a few scents, I will, go give them a few sprays. But as with samples, they tend to go off and I don't really gravitate towards them. So I've given a few to Daniel from Seldomly Often. I'm sending the rest of the set over to my friend Rich Mitch so that he can enjoy it, because that's what being in Fracom is all about. And I think the ones that I know I will swing for a bottle for, I know enough to swing for a bottle for now, if you know what I mean. Thank you guys very much for watching, and see you next time.